The FBI just discovered a secret suitcase hidden in Diddy's mother's basement. Inside are tapes and memory cards which could shake Hollywood.
On June 21st, at exactly 5:17 a.m., the quiet streets of Mount Vernon, New York, was suddenly disturbed by an unmarked convoy of FBI vehicles. They didn't bother knocking. They had an emergency search warrant and knew exactly where to go. Their destination was the basement of a home once owned by Janice Combs, the mother of Sean Diddy Combs. Within 2 hours, the air had turned thick with a horrible smell. A forensic team arrived with 3D scanners, ground-penetrating radar, and other equipment. Eventually, wooden floor panels were pulled up, revealing the cold ground below. There, between concrete slabs and old, dark stains that looked like dried blood, they uncovered multiple bodies. The corpses were tightly wrapped in plastic, partly decomposed, and stacked on top of each other. A trusted source confirmed that at least 3 bodies had been found, one of them a minor. When the first blurry photo leaked online, it was clear, enough to shock the nation. A single question echoed through social media and forums across the country. Could this be Diddy's deepest, darkest secret hidden beneath his own mother's house? That morning marked the beginning of what many are calling a descent into horror. The FBI had quietly arrived at the home of Janice Combs in the early hours, without sirens or flashing lights, only a chilling silence, broken by a firm knock at the door. This was not a random search. It was a well-coordinated raid based on insider intelligence. And this time, the agents weren't leaving empty-handed. Soon after, the FBI held an emergency meeting at their New York headquarters. It included members from the Department of Justice, the Federal Financial Crimes Task Force, and even criminal psychology experts. Photos from the basement showed that the bodies hadn't been tossed carelessly. They were arranged carefully, almost ritualistically. Next to them, agents found a half-burned leather notebook filled with strange characters and circular symbols, similar to those linked with underground cults. A ritual crime expert at Quantico said this discovery could completely change the direction of the Diddy case. If it's proven that these victims were connected to rumored private parties within the entertainment world, the investigation would no longer just focus on one man. It could expose a larger organized criminal network. That same day, Twitter exploded with hashtags like #basementbodies and #DiddyCoverup. An old clip of Diddy saying, "Everything I have comes from sacrifices no one dares to speak of," began circulating and being picked apart by users. Reactions were mixed. Some demanded justice, while others believed Diddy was being targeted or framed by enemies within the music industry. Adding to the suspicion, a former employee from the real estate agency that managed the Combs family estate revealed that the basement had been renovated in 2014. That timing lined up with the disappearance of a young dancer named Kiara B, who was last seen in New York and rumored to have worked at events linked to Diddy. Her missing person case was closed due to a lack of evidence. But now, one of the bodies found in the basement matches her height and bone structure. The FBI has reopened her case and is requesting DNA from her family to confirm if she's one of the victims. This time, the case is being treated as premeditated murder. Meanwhile, major news outlets like CNN, ABC, and Fox News suddenly stopped airing live updates from the scene. Instead, they began repeating scripted reports. This shift only made the public more suspicious. Many now wonder if there's a hidden force trying to control how much of the truth gets out. What started as a financial investigation into a famous celebrity's assets has turned into something much more terrifying: ritualistic killings, organized murder, and gruesome secrets buried in places no one expected. With every step, investigators dig deeper into what's starting to look like one of the darkest criminal stories in entertainment history. Later that same day, a source from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office confirmed they were preparing additional search warrants for at least 2 more properties connected to the Combs family. One of them is a luxury penthouse that reportedly hosted private parties in the late 2000s. These homes, once symbols of success and glamour, may now be key links in a chilling chain of events that no one saw coming. The public is now calling this scandal that it has become so serious that several human rights activists are asking for an independent investigation by Congress. They believe there may be collusion between law enforcement and powerful people trying to hide serious human rights violations. The hashtag Justice for the Forgotten is trending, driven by independent journalists and whistleblowers who've spoken out before about abuse in the entertainment industry for a long time. People thought Janice Combs, Diddy's mother, had nothing to do with the investigation. But now, she's being seen as a key witness. A former housekeeper, who worked in her home between 2015 and 2017, has come forward through a lawyer. She says she saw strange men going in and out of the basement late at night and noticed hidden surveillance equipment inside the walls. Her story is being checked for accuracy. If it turns out to be true, it would destroy the idea that Janice knew nothing about the bodies found beneath her house. The public is shocked. Social media is in chaos, and one chilling question is spreading fast. If this is what they found in Diddy's mother's house, what else is still hidden out there? Places no one dares to search, protected by fame and power. a basement, 3 bodies, strange symbols, and a music empire now on the edge of collapse. According to a senior FBI agent, the next phase of this investigation will be even darker than anyone in America could imagine. That is, news of the bodies found beneath Janice Combs's home spread quickly. The biggest question wasn't just who the victims were, but why no one knew about them until now. Early autopsy results show that all 3 had once attended private events linked to Diddy's entertainment circle, especially secret parties between 2008 and 2013 when he was at the peak of his career. One of the victims is believed to be Samantha Lee, a freelance model who appeared in a Bad Boy Records music video in 2010. Her missing person case was closed after only 4 months due to lack of evidence, a phrase often seen in other cases tied to the entertainment world. Samantha was last seen at a private party in the Hamptons, where she had gone with Diddy's stylists and assistants. Her family has been fighting for answers for 14 years, but until now, no one listened. The FBI has now reopened her case and labeled it a federal criminal investigation. The other 2 bodies haven't been officially identified yet, but one is male and has a jaw injury that matches an old medical report from a Bronx hospital. That report described a street dancer who was allegedly attacked after trying to leave a secret party group. The report later vanished, and the police called it a personal fight. But the FBI sees it differently now. A senior investigator from the FBI's criminal profiling unit explained, "We're no longer looking at individual victims, we're following a pattern." He believes these were young, vulnerable people with loose ties to the entertainment industry, people who disappeared without a trace. New witnesses are coming forward. One former stage assistant says he worked at a private party in 2011 in an LA studio. In a recorded statement, he described a locked storage area in the lower level with infrared cameras and magnetic locks. Only Diddy or a senior manager could access it. His description matches the layout of Janice Combs's basement. This suggests it wasn't just a hiding spot, it may have been a central hub for a secret network that operated for years. On social media, an old photo from 2010 resurfaced and went viral. It shows a party with people wearing masks in a dimly lit room. Users claim to have identified Diddy, a young Justin Bieber, and even Oprah blurred in the background. The photo hasn't been verified, but it has sparked more suspicion. How many celebrities knew about this? And how many stayed silent? That silence is part of what's forcing the FBI to widen their investigation. A leaked internal report shows that over the past 15 years, 27 cases of missing people or suspicious deaths had links, direct or indirect, to events funded or hosted by Diddy's network. Out of those, only 3 were ever brought to court. All were dismissed due to lack of evidence. In response, human rights organizations have created an online project called Project Echo to track cases like these. The site is gathering information about people who disappeared after attending entertainment events. Right on the homepage is Samantha Lee's photo, along with 2 unknown faces. Underneath, a warning reads, "If you've ever had contact with anyone tied to this network, speak out before it's too late." As the pressure builds, celebrities once close to Diddy are being pulled into the mess. Old videos, unexplained, overseas trips and photos that were ignored for years are now being reviewed as possible evidence. Reports suggest that one of Diddy's former bodyguards is now in witness protection. He's believed to have the guest list for at least 5 private parties that took place in Georgia, Miami, and at a villa in the Turks and Caicos. And it goes even deeper. A leaked email from a major record label has revealed unclear financial connections between Diddy and a series of art-related charities. These charities had sponsored global cultural exchange programs. Now, investigators believe some of those programs may have been used to recruit or control victims. As more puzzle pieces fall into place, a disturbing picture is forming. This is no longer just Diddy's scandal, it looks like a hidden system, a network of abuse, protected for years by money, fame, and silence. The forgotten names, the ones no one talked about, are now at the center of what could become one of the biggest investigations in American entertainment history. And if justice finally catches up, the most powerful figures in the industry may soon have to face everything they try to bury. Just 2 days after the FBI released initial forensic results from Janice Combs's house, a phone call changed everything. It lasted less than 4 minutes and was made between a satellite phone and a member of Diddy's legal team. Diddy's voice wasn't on the recording, but the man on the other end said something that stunned the investigators. "We used to keep everything clean. If he talks, more people are going to the grave." The audio was immediately encrypted and placed under classified records, but word of its existence leaked. And once again, the public was left asking, how deep does this go, and who's still covering it up? Is Diddy just a puppet in a much bigger game, or is he simply the most visible part of a much darker and more dangerous world? That very day, a federal agent from the organized crime unit was transferred from Chicago to New York to take charge of the case. His name was Reuben Tate, a man known for exposing the entertainment industry's hidden criminal networks. In 2017, he successfully led a major operation that took down a West Coast record label involved in money laundering. Now, He arrived in New York with a hand-picked team focused on uncovering the ties between celebrities, politics, and secret financial operations. All clues pointed to one place: a private property in the Bahamas, owned by an offshore company. That company was registered under the name of a man who had worked as Diddy's tour manager between 2006 and 2009. Satellite tracking showed that the property had received dozens of private jet landings, often at unusual hours, well outside of regular commercial flight times for years. There had been whispers about a so-called second island where celebrities and the entertainment elite gathered, but no one had dared to confirm it. That changed when the FBI obtained satellite images showing structures on the island that looked like hidden film studios. One photo stood out. It showed a lion head statue in the middle of a forest clearing. The same lion head symbol once appeared as a fullback tattoo on a well-known celebrity who was closely connected to Diddy, but disappeared from the public eye and deleted all social media in 2021. As rumors swirled online, the FBI stayed focused on the facts. They followed the money. A mysterious bank statement from Switzerland was anonymously sent to investigators. It showed over $11 million slowly being withdrawn through crypto wallets and then cashed out at ATMs in the Dominican Republic, Nigeria, and Malta. The most disturbing detail: that account had been opened using a passport that belonged to a man, presumed dead, a dancer who had performed in Diddy's 2012 live tour. As the investigation deepened, a complex network began to come into view. Rental homes in New Jersey, fake identities in African countries, model casting calls that may have been covers, and in the middle of all of it, Diddy, once crowned the king of hip-hop, now possibly the centerpiece of a deeply hidden and dangerous web. Then came the morning of June 21st. A video clip leaked from inside the Metropolitan Detention Center (MDC) where Diddy was being held. In it, Diddy appeared exhausted and deeply shaken. His face looked strained and sleep-deprived, and he was seen mumbling to himself for 47 minutes straight. There was no audio in the clip, but lip-reading experts analyzed the footage. According to an independent analyst, he kept repeating one sentence over and over: "My son, don't let them take Mom." That didn't sound like a man fighting for his freedom. It sounded like someone issuing a warning or begging for protection. The moment changed everything. Investigators began to rethink the case entirely. It was no longer just about criminal charges. Now, the mission has grown to uncover how deep the connections go and who exactly is pulling the strings behind the scenes. And so, with every new leak, every whisper from a hidden witness, and every encrypted document dragged into the light, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. This is no longer just about Diddy. It's about a machine, a carefully constructed empire built not only on fame, but on silence, fear, and shadows. The house of cards is trembling. The walls that once but protected the powerful are cracking, and what lies behind them might be far more disturbing than the world is ready to accept. Because if everything we've seen so far is only the surface, what horrors still lurk beneath? The question now isn't if the truth will come out, but how much of it the world will be able to stomach. Stay tuned, because the real story is just beginning.